Okay, so, yeah, Fox, you have been playing the, Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. How are you finding it?
We're just gonna jump straight in.
Yeah?
Okay, well, actually, how about first? Why don't we introduce ourselves first?
Okay, fine. Let's introduce ourselves, I guess. Okay, hey everyone, I'm Blitzeo. You might know me as Blitzeo Arts from Twitter and YouTube and whatever.
I'm Drjoshfox. I am a visual artist and YouTuber. You may also know me from Twitter, where I have a staggering 400 followers. I know, it's amazing. Anyway, I do a series on YouTube called Fox Tales, where I just ramble on about nonsense that I'm feeling at the time, and it's edited to pictures and whatnot. So, that's fun.
Okay, yeah, so, back to what I was saying. Fox, you have been playing the new Battle for Bikini Bottom remaster. How are you finding it?
It's weird. It's very weird. There's things about it I like a lot, and then there's things about it I don't like. It's very... For starters, it's held together with Elmer's glue.
Elmer's glue and Scotch tape.
Yeah, it's Scotch tape if you're feeling generous. Like the Sand Mountain level... If you go there, like you were watching me play earlier, but you didn't see me playing Sand Mountain when I got to that point. It is so unstable. I was terrified that the game was gonna explode.
That it was just gonna turn into the White Acropolis stage from Sonic 06, where you're just snowboarding as Sonic, but the acceleration is messed up, and you start going backwards.
No. I don't so much mean the physics. I mean like the game running.
I see.
Yeah, I felt like that the thing was gonna explode. I was worried that it was gonna overheat my Switch, which I don't know why, because it's not like it's a terribly visually intensive or complex level or anything.
You know what's not terribly visually complex? Those abysmal loading screens.
Oh, you mean the gray screen? Don't you love...
You mean the gray, blob of nothing that's just there? And I swear when I first saw that, I thought the game crashed.
Yeah, it's just you think they would at least have a bubble transition.
They do, but it's not a great animation.
At least loop it.
Yeah. Instead of just me staring at this gray thing of nothing, which are really long, by the way.
Yeah, the loading screens are really long.
I don't know why. What's it loading in? The Gray Wall of China?
I just like to point out that in the original game, when you died, you immediately jumped back into the action. It was like a fade to black, and then you jumped right back.
Yeah, and this was a game made in 2005?
2003.
2003, whatever, close enough.
The year of Sonic Heroes.
Oh, God.
Super Mario Sunshine.
Sonic Heroes was... Okay, Sonic Heroes had good music, but nothing else about it was good. There's nothing else about that game was good.
I actually like Sonic Heroes.
I mean, yeah, but it kind of looked like poo.
I don't know. I kind of liked how it looked aesthetically. I just wasn't a big fan of the character models. Anyway, SpongeBob. Just to kind of go back to that super quick. I find that the level design is still really good and all that. And I was having fun, although admittedly some of that was laughing.
Yeah, that's true.
I like the glitches and the weird presentation things, because it's very clear that they needed a bit more time to properly optimize the game.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because when you it starts literally you go to Jellyfish Fields, and when it's doing that zoom in thing, and I looked this up because I thought it was just the Switch version. And I looked this up, but when it's doing this panning through the stage, you could see the grass fading in, and it's really close to the camera when it fades in. And I thought this was just the Switch version, so I looked it up, and it's a tiny bit less egregious on the PS4 and the Xbox One, but it still happens, and it's still really noticeable.
Oh, awesome! So it's like Pokemon Sword and Shield.
I'd argue there's a bit more of an excuse
with that terrible pop-in on the character models and the grass and literally everything.
Well, it's you know what? I'd argue it's less egregious than that because
it doesn't help with the bad tree texture.
Textures, because I don't think there's a single tree in that game that looks good.
No, none of the trees in that look good. They all look like poo.
I'd argue it's less egregious than Pokemon because
I think default Skyrim trees look better.
Ouch. I think that there are Dreamcast games that look better.
Yeah.
Honestly. But it's less egregious because the fade in. At least it fades in. It doesn't just pop in, and it's a really just obnoxious effect, but at least it fades in, and B, this game had significantly less money behind it than Pokemon Sword and Shield. And I don't care how many Pokemon that are or that would have had to be in that game, they would have had to animate. They didn't animate that stuff. They didn't optimize the game. It looks like crap. Anyway.
No, yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, Game Freak basically has infinite money at this point.
Excuse me.
So I don't know why they're not, you know.
Because
oh,
it's all going towards some like crazy like money laundering.
Because it all went towards what's that other RPG that they came out and it was terrible.
What do you mean?
Big Town Hero or something?
Little Town Hero.
Little Town Hero. Yeah, that sucked.
Yeah, no.
That just sucked like huge wiener.
I can't get over how backwards that game is. Like it's like this weird. It's like half RPG, half board game.
It's nonsense.
It gave me a hernia.
It's like they should have just sold out like Square Enix did.
What? How do you mean they should have sold out like Square Enix did?
I don't know, because they just keep pooping out Final Fantasy games like it's no one's business.
Well,
just like how Ubisoft keeps pooping out Assassin's Creed games.
Well, I don't know. You say that.
I say as they haven't come out with an Assassin's Creed game in like how long?
And like other than Final Fantasy VII Remake, it's been like Final Fantasy 15 came out like what 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not as bad as with a GTA 5.
I mean, it's not as...
My favorite thing about that PS5 reveal was that they started off with a GTA 5.
Oh, boy.
Really showing off the power of the PlayStation 5.
I can't wait till we get another port of Skyrim on the PS5.
Oh, you know it's coming.
You know what else is coming?
Resident Evil 4.
Resident Evil 4 on the PS5. That is absolutely going to happen. Because that game gets ported to literally everything.
It's going to get both a port and a remake.
Yeah. It's good. Why not? More money for Capcom, I guess.
Personally, I don't think it needs a remake. Anyway.
No, it does not.
Wow, we got really off topic.
It does not need a remake.
We got really off topic, though, about...
Demon's Souls, on the other hand, that's a game that is deserving of its remake. Because Demon's Souls is a game that was literally fished out of the garbage bin, and as much as that game runs like poop, I still commend Miyazaki for getting it to run at all.
I've never played it.
It runs like poop.
I believe that, honestly.
You go down. You seen Blight Town? We'll move over Blight Town because it's called the Valley of Defilement. That place is like, oh my god.
Is it Sand Mountain bad? To bring it back to SpongeBob.
The frame rate drops to like 8.
Yeah, so it's like Sand Mountain.
Yeah.
Getting back to that though, because like here's the thing about SpongeBob that I noticed. Just getting back to SpongeBob again because we got way off topic. Not that I'm against this going off topic. There was something I wanted to say about it. Was that I found the control was very different. It wasn't like the original. The original is kind of floaty, like in a good way, but it's kind of floaty. The remake, like rehydrated. It's very fast. Everything's very weighty. And that was something I was seeing a lot of like reviewers bring up. It's like, oh, it made platform more difficult. And it's like, not really. I mean, it's weird, and it took a bit of adjusting. And there's still some things and I definitely prefer how the original game felt. But when I was playing it, I found that the platforms that I had to jump on and whatnot were big enough it wasn't a problem, as opposed to like say, Crash, what's it called, the Insane Trilogy, which a hot take, controversial opinion. I don't like that game. I don't like
Dark Souls of platformers.
You may hear my dog freaking out in the background.
Thank you, Tara.
She agrees. I don't even know if the thing picked it up. But anyway, but hot take, I don't like those games, and it's not because I don't think that there was like effort or time or love into it, because they're very clearly well put together games. I just hate how they feel oddly heavy, and the hitboxes feel oddly like big.
Yeah,
and,
I can see that.
Or is it big? Or the hitboxes for when you take damage feel oddly big, but when you're actually trying to land on stuff, it's like it feels you have to be way more precise. I feel like that this game has a similar thing, but I don't feel like it's as big of a problem just because of how big the platforms tend to be. Because like SpongeBob it's like Battle for Bikini Bottom. It's not a hard game at all. Is the thing. It's obviously made for kids. Whereas Crash obviously was also like I guess made for kids, but like it was also a more dedicated platformer. Like, it was a more dedicated platformer game and whatnot. So it was obviously designed to be more treacherous and whatnot. And Crash games are hard, so especially the first one. The first one can die. By the way, I hate that game.
The game
I like
is,
2 and 3. 2 and 3 are fantastic, but
yeah, it's all right.
it's alright. Anyway, you were saying something about Demon Souls?
No, that was all I wanted to say about Demon Souls.
Okay, well, how about that Demon Souls remake?
It's looking good. I hope they add the because there was supposed to be a whole other level in the original one, but due to technical limitations as well as time restrictions, it was cut.
Okay, so
I really hope that we get to see that.
Okay, so here's my theory of how it's going to play out. Your character is going to go up to a cart. They're going to sit down on the cart and pass out. And when they wake up, it'll be a cold, misty morning, and it'll fade in. And then, you're awake finally. And it'll be Skyrim.
I mean, from what people have been able to data mine from the original, it is looking like it's an ice-themed level.
Oh, no! It's Skyrim before Skyrim.
I don't know. Well, we're gonna see, and hopefully we do get to go to that one level that was cut, or we won't, and FromSoft will just sell it as DLC.
It'll be like $50.
I certainly hope not.
I probably not. I don't know.
No.
How is FromSoft with their DLC practices?
They're decent. Like, I think, most of the times at this point, it's like, for the newer games like Dark Souls 3, you can still download the DLC, and it's like, I think, $15 or something like that.
How expansive do the DLCs tend to be?
Depends. Artorias of the Abyss in Dark Souls 1 was fairly large. It was worth the price. 2 had a lot of smaller DLCs, but they were still pretty good.
Dark Souls stuff packs. Now you too can do eco-living in Dark Souls.
Yeah. And then Dark Souls 3 had its DLCs, which were a thing. Yeah.
There's emotion behind that phrase. Would you care to explain?
I don't have a high opinion of the Dark Souls 3 DLCs.
You generally don't have a high opinion of Dark Souls 3.
Ashes of Ariandel is fine. But I do not like Ringed City. Ringed City can go die in a hole.
Isn't Ringed City like considered like the worst stage, like part of all of Dark Souls or something?
It's just so obvious that they were just like, you died because you didn't see that. Oh, you're dead.
That just sounds like all of Dark Souls to me, babe.
No, because Dark Souls 1 was fair. There's a lot in Ringed City that is just straight up not fair. The enemies have really ridiculous attack animations and with hitboxes to match. The level design is constantly revolved around killing the player to the point where it's not even that enjoyable anymore. PvP's equally broken. I'm not a big fan
Dark
of
Souls
Dark Souls.
PvP.
No, but Dark Souls 3 is particularly bad with it. Because every time you go in to invade somebody, oh look, they already have 3 phantoms there to just rip you a new one.
Well, okay, I am speaking as an outsider looking in, because I've never played any of like these Souls-like games. This just kind of sounds like how Dark Souls looks to me. But from what I understand, it's not really like that.
No, not entirely.
And that kind of makes me wonder, was that kind of the general? Because whenever I hear people talk about Dark Souls, a lot of the time it is like, oh, well, it's focused on being overly difficult and overly cheap. Was that opinion prevalent before Dark Souls 3?
Yeah, if people were morons, you could play Dark Souls 1 was not a hard game. It's actually fairly
Then how come
challenging.
every time I see you play it, you're dying?
Because people are stupid.
No, every time I see you play it, you're dying.
Because I was stupid. And those really, what I like to call bad behaviors of, like, enemy and level design really started coming through in Artorias of the Abyss and have been through the series pretty much ever since. You see that in 2, you see that in 3, you see that in Bloodborne, and to a certain extent, you do see that in Sekiro as well.
Sekiro is crazy to me because it was like people were hyping up and it was like the flavor of the week and then people just stopped talking about it.
Just like Pokken.
I don't even think Pokken was the flavor.
Pokken was alive for like a week.
I don't even think it was alive.
And then it died.
I think wasn't it at like Evo one year?
Yeah, and look what happened to it.
That's a shame because I think mechanically it's pretty strong.
But it's just Tekken.
No, it really isn't.
It's not even. It's just button mashing till you win.
It is very much not Tekken.
It's just smash the attack button until you win.
Well,
that's it. There's literally no tactic or strategy behind it. It's just
the impression you didn't have fun.
I had fun for like the few minutes that I played it, and I realized, oh wait, this is just kind of mindless.
Okay, well, I can promise you, as someone who actually played the game for quite a while, it does get more complicated than that.
Also, I think the tutorial lady is really annoying.
You can turn her off.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, no, you could turn. That was the first thing I did because I hated her voice.
Oh, thank God.
I hated her voice because I don't know. It sounded. It's hard to explain because I wouldn't even necessarily say the acting wasn't bad. It was just something about the voice I found annoying.
So it just sounded dumb.
I guess. Nothing against the voice actress. I'm sure she's great in other things. But who did voice the Pokken voice actress?
I don't know.
Like, I'm just gonna look that up super quick. You can just ramble on about whatever. I don't know. You might notice this, but we're kind of just going into this by the seat of our pants. It just so happens that the vague theme of today's episode is games recently that made us upset. So
I'm just gonna say let's just get to the real meat of what we want to talk about today, and it's gonna be the Five Nights at Freddy's movie that may or may not even be coming out at this point.
You've decided that that's the main theme.
Yes, I am shoving this into the podcast. This is what we're talking about, and what we do every time we have brought this movie up, just in casual conversation, it has always been who are we going to cast as who? Except it could be like actually like the actors who would legitimately be good for the role, or actors who just would not be good for the role but would still be absolutely hilarious just to see around as a Five Nights at Freddy's character.
And frankly, I prefer that version. So
yeah. So normally we start with Freddy. You have said I think you chose Danny DeVito?
Yes, I said Danny DeVito is Freddy, but we both agreed that, like, I don't think he would do it because it'd be like, who the is Freddy? Or what the is a Freddy, you know? I not even remember who. I think if he were still alive, if he were still with us, Bob Hoskins. But then I think Bob Hoskins has been in way too much garbage, and he'd just be like, no. And I remind you that Bob Hoskins was in the Mario Brothers movie, and it was, I believe, the single thing he hated the most in his entire life. Wait, what the heck?
And
so I'm looking. I'm on the Nintendo wiki, and I'm looking up like the Pokken Tournament voice actors, and one of the characters was named Nia, and then I click on it, it brings me to Nia from Xenoblade.
Oh no! Somebody messed up.
Somebody's fired.
Somebody messed up the wiki page.
Someone's fired from the open source website.
Bonnie would be played by John Leguizamo.
Why John Leguizamo?
I don't know. I kind of just like saying his name.
John Leguizamo.
But also I think he would fit as Bonnie.
John Leguizamo. Why do you think he would fit as Bonnie?
I think it's mostly his performance of Sid.
You know, I gotta be honest. You know who I'd get to be Bonnie?
Who?
I'd get Ringo Starr to be Bonnie.
Is he even still alive?
Yeah, Ringo Starr's still alive.
Are we sure?
Yeah.
Are we sure about that?
And he's just vibing. He's just doing his own thing.
Are we sure about that?
Yes.
Okay.
I get it to be Ringo Starr. I can't do Ringo Starr, but
we had a couple of picks for Chica.
Wasn't
one of them ScarJo? I think. What?
I don't know why. That's really funny to me. I'm pretty sure I just blew out the mic.
A little bit, but you can't see. Chica is ScarJo.
Okay, but no, even better. It has to be like big fat classic Chica.
Yes,
Because
yes.
ScarJo is often like an
It
attractive
should be Toy
character.
Chica.
No, don't make it Toy Chica.
Mangle?
Oh, no. Make her classic fat Chica with the big mouth and the T-posing arms. Because ScarJo is almost always a character who's supposed to look attractive. So
Are you saying that Chica is not attractive?
that is exactly what I'm saying.
Okay, fair enough.
Chica is trash wife. Oh my god, I can't believe I just said that. By the way, I should just remind everyone that they are rotting robots with the spirits of children
They
inside
are
of them.
dead
so
kids.
They're dead kids. So, like, you know.
Foxy, I think we said Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp. Is that funny? Was that funny enough? Because that would actually fit.
Yeah, if we were going serious. If we're going funny, I would say,
Dr.
no, I would say Josh Gad.
Josh Gad.
He was Olaf in Frozen.
Oh. No, you know what? I said I would pick Ringo as Bonnie, but I also wouldn't mind Josh Gad as Bonnie.
Yeah, I can see Josh Gad as Bonnie.
But like
definitely.
picking like a dumb, funny pick for you know what? A Steve Buscemi. Oh no, you know what? No, I take that back.
Foxy?
No, I take it back. Steve Buscemi should be purple guy.
No, I think we agreed that Tim Curry was going to be William
Yeah,
Afton.
but that fits. I need to pick something stupid. Like,
Oh, okay, yeah. If we need to pick something stupid, then yeah.
No, everyone is just Steve Buscemi.
Everyone is just Steve Buscemi. Yeah.
So do you think this movie's ever gonna come out?
Eventually. I mean, I know they're working with actual animatronics, which
That's really cool.
that's really cool, but it's going to take them forever to get this thing. Like take any stop motion movie just as an example, like Nightmare Before Christmas. That took like 10 years to make.
Okay, so my question is, wait, first of all, why would it be stop motion if they're working with it?
No, I'm just using stop motion as an example when you have to work with a very almost I want to say tedious, but tedious isn't the right
movies
word.
used to use animatronics all the time.
Then I don't know what the hell's taking them so long.
I think it's because they keep getting passed around. Truth be told, I think a lot of it is just... I'm not sure Five Nights at Freddy's would make for a very good movie. Because the big reason why is that the big part of the appeal is, like, it's the mystery. But, like, the simple fact is that a lot of people are just going to assume what's said in the movie is true. Like, as the canon, even if Scott says it.
Yeah, but people even just assume what Matt Pat says is true.
Well, apparently half the time it is, so... I don't know. I'm not sure. Because here's the thing. It's like, it's being directed by, like, the Monster House guy.
No, it was. They changed directors. It's now the Harry Potter guy.
Oh, yeah, it's Chris Columbus.
Chris Columbus, yeah.
That's also a good choice. Well, wasn't he recently in trouble for something? So I'm just going to look this up.
No, I think you're talking about J.K. Rowling.
Well, no, but she's just an idiot. But, like, wasn't he, like, in trouble for something recently? I'm finding statues of Christopher Columbus which are being beheaded.
I know, we all know that J.K. Rowling was put in a difficult spot. But then again, that's her own fault.
Oh, we were talking about this as I'm Googling. Producer of the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, Jason Blum, offers an update on it, at least according to Flickering Myth, which I've never heard of before. And this was on page 2 of Google. We're doing deep dive in here. Despite little to no production news, wait, isn't it Blake Blumhouse is producing the movie?
Something like that.
Jeez, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie adaptation is rapidly moving forward.
Rapidly moving forward, they say.
I like how there was an ad playing.
Well,
Now I have to
also,
cover up my-
COVID must have, like, just shut this down for the meanwhile.
I feel like
is my
it's really
guess.
moving forward. It's not stalled or anything. It might seem that way because we don't have any announcements about it. That's because you don't have anything to say. But it's not.
And then
stalled.
COVID just kicks in the door and is like, not today. Ugh.
Oh, Scott is specifically writing it. Scott Cawthon.
Okay, that's cool.
I don't know. I honestly, by the time this thing comes out, will anyone care about a movie?
Well, by the time this
Not
thing
that I'm saying
comes
people don't
out,
care about
will we
Five Nights at-
finally have proof that Glitch Trap is William Afton's stand / persona.
You know, you said you were gonna bring it up, but I'm still not emotionally prepared for that.
You're not emotionally prepared for the fact that Glitch Trap is just William Afton's persona?
But that's not how personas work.
Whatever, just let me have this.
No.
Why?
Because if you want to say that anything would be his persona, wouldn't it make more sense if it was Springtrap?
I guess.
Glitch Trap is just, I guess.
Glitch Trap is a cognition of William Afton.
It would make more sense to say that Glitch Trap is like a, what are they called now? A Horcrux.
I guess, although a cognition is actually more accurate to what Glitch Trap actually is.
True, but more people are going to understand Horcrux. And we were making fun of J.K. Rowling, so it all kind of ties together.
Yeah.
What if J.K. Rowling wrote Five Nights at Freddy's?
No.
What, you don't want to know about the specifics about how the animatronics go poop?
No, I don't want to know why, Bonnie is an asexual, Catholic lesbian for no reason.
I'm sorry, asexual Catholic lesbian?
Yeah, I said that, whatever.
Look, I know it makes sense about as much as the I'm totally not trying to gain political clout reveals by J.K. Rowling, which I find are actually more insulting than anything. And as someone who has, like, a gender identity which can best be described as violent screaming, I personally find her bullshit to be offensive. We dropped the BS word for the thing, because if I've learned anything about when I'm live recording is that I always swear at least once.
Ding, ding, ding.
We got the swearing. How many? Oh, okay, my last stream, I think I said like the F word like 3 times in a row, even though I keep saying.
And you give me slack for swearing.
Okay, to be fair, like I'm pretty liberal with it, but like you go to the next level, man.
Well, yeah.
Like J.K. Rowling inserting nonsense into her
do
lore
not compare me to that transphobic bent. Don't you dare.
Are we allowed to say bent?
I don't care. It's what she is.
Oh, whatever. I'm sure that all the American people watching it are gonna be like, I don't get it, and all the British people are gonna be like, I mean, she is, but
yeah, she is.
It's true, but he shouldn't say it.
If I don't say it, who will?
Literally the entire internet.
Yeah, that's right. That's true.
I guess rolling it back to video games. What did we think? Did you watch the PlayStation 5 reveal?
I didn't see the whole reveal. I just saw the trailers for the games that I actually cared about.
Oh.
Which were...
Are you excited for, what is it called? Bug Snacks?
I don't know what that game is about.
Aren't you so excited for
The only thing I know about it is that Max Middleman, the voice of Ryuji, voices a character in that.
Aren't you so excited?
That's all I know.
For the Octodad people to make what's Viva Pinata or something,
or some Animal Crossing clone, maybe,
or an RPG. What the hell is Bug Snack?
I don't know.
The only thing we know is that if you eat a Bug Snack, you gain a change to your physical person. And can I just say that watching what's her name eat that Bug Snack while it's just cloning her head is extremely disturbing, because it's alive. And
yeah.
She just ate it.
Yeah.
She just ate it.
You didn't even kill it. You just ate it.
You just ate it. And then that burger thing at the end wanted revenge.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe it's a reboot of Food Fight.
Oh, shut up. Shut up.
What? You don't want Charlie Sheen to show up as a Bug Snack?
No. That movie needs to just be put in the garbage and never spoken of again. See? It disturbs me so deeply I can't even speak English right. What a god-awful waste of everyone's talent.
Wasn't it how much did it cost to make that?
It was $40 million.
I'm gonna I keep bringing up my phone because I need to.
May I remind you that no, it was 25, but whatever.
No, it was way more than that.
That was, I know it was almost on par with the budget of God of War. Which, think about that for a minute. Food Fight was on par with the budget of God of War 4.
The budget for Food Fight was anywhere between $45 to $65 million.
$65 million?
And it
Are you
brought
serious?
and for total box office gross, it brought in $73,706.
Are you serious?
Which I think makes it one of the biggest box office bombs of all time.
I cannot believe it. It potentially had more money than God of War 4, which I'm pretty sure was around, like, what, $44 million.
Boy.
Go play God of War 4. It's a great game.
Go watch Kratos become the sad man walking in the forest.
Because that's what Sony Santa Monica has been doing for years.
No, excuse
Not even just Sony Santa Monica, just Sony in general.
Excuse you, The Last of Us 2 is sad girl walking.
Oh!
It's totally different.
No.
It's Ellie being sad.
But does it matter? It's like sending an error message when your computer just poops itself. It's like, do you want to send an error report? The point is, does it freaking matter? It doesn't, because when you send an error report, it doesn't do anything.
I'm getting the impression what you found out about The Last of Us 2 bothers you.
Because none of the choices matter. It's like the same way they did the third season of Telltale's Walking Dead. None of the choices there mattered.
Well, my main issue is that there isn't really a choice. The game makes you do all these horrible things like, oh, like the dogs have names, and when you kill the dogs, which is awful, by the way. The owners of the dogs, who are also your enemies, will call out for them, and when they find their bodies, they'll be like really sad. You never gave me a choice, and you're making me feel like a bastard.
Yeah, exactly. So there is no choice.
I hate that in games.
There's the choice is so null and irrelevant that it's not even a choice at that point.
Like, if it was like Undertale or something, and this game was like smart instead of trying to be, look at how deep and serious we are. If the game was smart,
literally any other game that gave you a choice.
But like, if it was smart, it would give you a choice. In Undertale, the game makes you feel bad for doing bad things, but it gives you an option to not do bad things. Sure, it's not the most effective way of having like a moral compass or whatever, but A, it serves the story, and B, you do have an option. In The Last of Us, there is no option. You very likely will have to kill these people. You very likely will have to do these bad things and whatnot.
So then what's even the point of playing the game?
Well, like,
the entire game got leaked, so literally what is the goddamn point?
Well, like, in case you need to know and you didn't look up the leaks and you need to know the thrill. I don't even really like the first game.
Oh, who cares? Who cares?
Well, people who like the first game.
Yeah, well, they can just replay. Well, they can just replay the first game.
I feel so bad.
There's nothing of value in the second game.
I feel so bad for people who liked the first game and got really invested in Joel and Ellie, because they both just get ruined. Like, Joel is killed, I think, like halfway through the game.
Well, you can't really say spoilers
because we've known for a while.
We've known for a while.
And Ellie like loses her fingers, but then she just decides like, okay, well, I'm not gonna get revenge on you, Abby, because that's not worth it. Even though we spent the whole game mowing down a bunch of innocent people. You know who else? But because we didn't kill the person who did these horrible things, we're good now. Except for the fact that all of your friends left you because you're a monster apparently, and now you can't play guitar. Thanks for playing our game. Thank you for the $80.
Thanks. What a pile of crap. Ugh. What an absolute pile of crap.
And, you know, I've heard a lot of people saying, well, as long as the core gameplay is good, it doesn't matter.
No, the core gameplay is terrible.
Well, I don't know about the core gameplay because, I personally didn't enjoy The Last of Us, but, like, I recognize that's just a lot of due to my taste. The problem with me is that it's like, yeah, sure, maybe Ellie controls fine. Maybe the stealth is good. I don't know, but it doesn't matter when A, there's no fulfillment in what you're doing because you feel like a jerk. And B, The Last of Us is so heavily tied into its narrative. So if the narrative sucks and ends like a wet fart, then what was the point? It's like you could say something about, like, I don't know, like your average Final Fantasy or whatever. But to me, like, Final Fantasy, at least, it's like, obviously story is important, but like its gameplay isn't as intrinsically tied in normally, and at least not until some of the later ones. So even if a story in a Final Fantasy game does suck, I'm willing to let it go if it at least like plays well, or like in Sonic Generations where the story doesn't matter.
Yeah,
but in The Last of Us 2, the story is so important. It is a big deal, and they make all these really terrible decisions that undermine any and all potential like investment you could have in the characters or what's going on. Yeah. And it ends on such a needless downer. I'm not saying it needed to have a super happy, positive ending, but like, because this is The Last of Us, that's not how this works. But like, come on. You spent the whole game making me feel like a bastard for killing these people. My character, without my input, makes the decision to not kill anyone, but she still gets this really terrible, horrible ending, while Abby, the person who murdered Joel, I think, gets away scot-free.
Yep.
Thank you.
Wow, it's almost like the same people who wrote the Star vs. the Forces of Evil finale are the same people who wrote The Last of Us Part 2.
I don't think it was.
It sounds very similar.
Well, no, that's a different kind of anticlimax. One that I think would be fitting for.
Let's leave Star vs. the Forces of Evil for now because I can go on an entire like hour-long like tirade about that.
Yeah.
So let's just leave that for another day.
Yeah, let's just focus on other games reveals.
Yeah.
Oh, Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, that looks cool. I'm honestly not too familiar with the Ratchet and Clank series.
I've only played one game, and I've always been really curious about it.
But it's definitely something I want to pick up because it legitimately looks cool.
It also is one of the only games I saw there where I was like, wow, it's really showing off what the PS5 can do.
Yeah.
Not just because it looks really nice, because, I mean, the previous Ratchet game looked really nice, but the fact that, like, worlds load in, like, instantly.
Yeah.
That's the whole gimmick of the game, so it's basically just a big tech demo.
Yeah.
But they picked a good series to make a tech demo with.
Yeah, definitely.
And also, Ratchet and Clank said trans rights.
Yes. I really like this female Lombax character.
And who the character who designed her was literally like, when I was working off of it, I was working off the idea that she was trans.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's ever going to get brought up in the script. Probably not.
And they might make a passing comment about it.
But hey, I thought it was neat.
Yeah.
I thought it was neat, and that's whether or not it actually counts in canon, I'm counting it. Ratchet and Clank said trans rights.
Yep. What else was the PS5 demo? Oh, Resident Evil 8. We can certainly talk about that.
Which I thought when I first saw that, I thought it was like, because they showed off another vampire game earlier. Not vampire. They showed off another like game with like werewolves and whatnot earlier, and I thought that it was like this looks like the same game, and it turned to be Resident Evil. I'm like, what? Which, to be fair, I had the same reaction with Resident Evil 7 when they revealed that. I was like, that game that we saw was Resident Evil 7. I was like, what?
They're clearly still going on their inspiration from PT, very clearly.
Except that it's going in a different.
Except instead of going with like ghosts and like otherworldly like forces, which is what RE7 was kind of looking for thematically.
This time it looks like it's.
This time it's going for more like almost like a Castlevania type thing, or like Bloodborne, or.
Well, I mean, Castlevania and Resident Evil both do have their long history of terrible voice acting.
Yeah, or that other terrible werewolf game, Order 1887 or whatever it was called. It was bad. Don't play it.
That was a werewolf game.
Yeah,
I know so little
bad.
about it.
Don't play it.
Okay.
Capcom still doesn't know how they want to draw Chris Redfield.
Okay, you know what? He looks more like Chris Redfield, though.
That I will.
I mean, his hair is flat like in 6, which I don't like. I prefer it when he has it up.
Yeah, and he's clearly still on the
he's a balloon man again.
He's on the boulder punching juices.
As opposed to in 7, where I think the idea was he was meant to look more like in like the first game or Code Veronica.
Or he was a clone. Because, like, everybody was like, no, that's not Chris. That's not Chris. I don't care what the credits subtitle says. That is not Chris.
He's not our old partner, you know.
No, he looks like our old partner, you know. But, like, this isn't that time anymore.
And he didn't sound like Sonic the Hedgehog.
No, he was voiced by some other guy. I don't know.
Okay, we actually, because I don't think Chris Redfield actually said anything in the Resident Evil 8 trailer.
No, he said, sorry, Ethan.
He just killed Ethan's wife.
And then shot Mia in the face.
He just killed Ethan's wife.
Oh, no.
I can't believe Ethan's wife is dead.
A character who was so deep.
I don't know, I liked Mia.
She was alright.
I like Mia. She's not my favorite Resident Evil character, but then again, one of my favorite Resident Evil characters is Rebecca Chambers, so who the hell am I to talk?
Yeah, well, I mean, you can like Rebecca if you want. I know Mikami doesn't like Rebecca.
No, Shinji Mikami does not like Rebecca Chambers.
Mikami hates Rebecca.
But is it any worse than what happened to Billy, where he just went off screen and then never appeared again?
No, because he was clearly then turned into a Zambambo, and then just got blown up when Raccoon City was blown up.
I don't know. Part of me, as much as I don't really like Resident Evil 0, part of me wants them to make like a Resident Evil 0 like sequel that tells us what happened like with Billy.
Yeah, we could. I think we.
And
could
also,
have,
it gives me an excuse to play a game with Rebecca Chambers in it again. So, you know. And then again, with Resident Evil, it's not necessarily the same character per game. So
I am still demanding that remake 1 gets a mod that has the old like DualShock voice acting.
I'm sure it exists.
I want that so badly.
Unrelated, kind of related, but I know that there's a mod for the first original Resident Evil that changes Chris into Barry Burton.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah. Where's my Barry Burton game? Why isn't Resident Evil 8 about Barry Burton?
Yeah, there is a Barry Burton game. It's Revelations 2.
Yeah, but like I want a whole game where I'm playing as Barry Burton.
You spend half the game playing as Barry.
But it needs to be the whole game.
Yes, but you play as two.
And then you get assignment Albert Wesker.
No, because you get to play as the two characters that Capcom basically forgot about for the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. Barry wasn't in a game since RE1, and
he makes a cameo in one of the endings for Resident Evil 3.
Oh,
yeah, I think it's like implied he's the helicopter pilot at the end of the game.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
And Claire, who has not been in a game since Code Veronica,
which is crazy because when you think of Resident Evil, it's Claire.
Yeah, and as I understand, she was a very popular character.
Wasn't she in Revelations 1? Or was that? No,
that was Jill.
That was Jill, but
that was Jill with her like Titanic butt.
You can say ass. It's okay.
Like that thing could like. I'm surprised her Titanic ass didn't like sink the ship.
Chris, I'm trying to locate you on the ship, but I'm dummy thick, and the clap of my ass cheeks keeps alerting the Zambambos, or whatever the heck they're called in that game.
Those enemies look really dumb.
I probably blew up the mic doing that.
A little bit, but who cares?
Oh, wow! You may find that I am very loud and tend to blow out the mic.
No, that's who we said we were going to have as somebody in the movie.
Oh, yeah, going back to
Gilbert Godfrey.
I'm sure everyone watching has already forgotten that we talked about the Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
Yeah. Gilbert Godfrey was either going to be Freddy or, I think, Foxy?
We could make him Helpy.
Yeah,
just make him I gotta move away from the mic to do my Gilbert Godfrey impression.
Just make him help.
I am now going to jump off of this thing into this box and break my neck. Oh my god, it was still peaking and I was like 10 feet away from the mic.
Yeah. Oh, babe.
Oh my god. Oh, that's awful. Rip mic users. Rip headphone users.
So yeah,
Resident Evil 8. We didn't see a lot of it though.
No, we saw the werewolves, but that's it. Apparently there might be some like connection to the Bakers from RE7.
Oh, absolutely.
There's probably going to be some connection.
Because like did we find out who did the experiments on the Bakers? I don't remember.
No.
Wasn't it just rich assholes?
It's just rich dickbags who just dumped all this Evelyn goo into the ship, and then they're like, oh no, Resident Evil 7
happened.
Evelyn is pissed.
You think that's kind of like a callback to the S.D. Perry novels? Because like the S.D. Perry explanation for the mansion was basically just the mansion was what a mansion was basically just a bunch of rich people playing at spy games.
Yeah, but that's
and like all like the crazy umbrella stuff was.
Yeah, but that's kind of not as interesting as just.
I think that's a much funnier explanation.
I don't know. I think Wesker and Birkin just scheming like fucking Saturday morning cartoon villains is hilarious.
Well, no, that was still a part of it because remember, Wesker was working for Umbrella.
Yeah. Because
that's still a part of it.
Yeah, and Birkin was still there, and Birkin was a huge wiener.
But all I can think of is, like, speaking of Wesker, Do you think Resident Evil 8 will have a Wesker?
I hope it does.
I really do. Like, I know that he died in Resident Evil 5, but this is Resident Evil.
Oh, come on. Everybody dies in Resident Evil.
Jill died and came back in the same game.
Yeah. Wesker died at the end of RE1, and then he's just,
And then he came back in Code Veronica.
I'm back.
It was animating around.
And I'm a T-100 now.
Because this is Resident Evil Code Veronica, which has the Ashford family name.
Oh, God, the Ashford.
Ah! No, even better. I want them to bring back the Ashfords.
And Alfred Ashford has to be voiced by
that guy.
No, by Kellen Goff.
Why Kellen Goff?
Because Kellen Goff does the best, like, high-strung kind of. I don't want to say.
Bon!
I don't want to say annoying because I know he's a little self-conscious about his voice.
No, his voice is great.
No, but he's good, and it's like, oh.
Hey,
I hope he still voices.
I hope you'll make this interesting for me. Ah! Oh no, actually, yeah, make that happen. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to Resi 8.
Yeah.
I hope Wesker's in it. I hope we get to play as Wesker.
I hope we do get to play as Wesker. That's not Umbrella Chronicles.
I'm sorry, all I could think of is the Some Call Me Johnny review of Resident Evil 4 when he's doing the Mercenaries when he's playing as Wesker and he just Did I show you that?
Yeah, you did.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's hilarious. I love that.
It's beautiful. Okay, so what else?
What else was part of the PS5 thing that we actually care about? Oh, what's that? I can't remember the name, but it's
what?
But there's like a couple of cool projects, like new IPs that actually look very interesting.
I don't remember any of their names.
I don't remember any of the names either.
There was
I
a
just
thing
remember
that looked like Kubo, and there was a thing I think it was literally named Akipo or something.
Yeah, that looks really cool. I'm looking forward to that. What else?
Oh, Kobo is it? No.
There's another Abe's Odyssey game that looks pretty cool.
Oh, we knew about Soulstorm for a while. I'm really looking forward to it. Because like when we saw this, like, God, that's a really nice looking game. Like, jeez.
The graphics really look good on that.
Yeah. Not too much to say about Oddworld because it's Oddworld. If you like Oddworld, you're probably gonna like it. If you don't like Oddworld, you're probably not gonna like it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we don't have to. Well, okay. How about the design of the PS5? Where Kaz Hirai, I think Kaz Hirai's retired, but whoever's in charge of Sony Interactive just took out their modem and at the meeting just went like this, but make it huge, because apparently it's like yay big. Like no one's seeing this.
It's like the size of a 360 when you stand it up.
No, it's apparently even bigger.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, it's apparently an absolute behemoth, which is weird to me because apparently the Xbox Series X is.
Where the hell am I gonna put that on my shelf? I don't have space for that.
I don't know, but it kind of looks like Seto Kaiba's jacket.
I have seen people like photoshopping Kaiba's head onto the top of the system,
or like Cell.
Yeah,
like the top
or Cell's
head,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
It looks. I'm sorry. Here's the thing. It looks really stupid, but I like that it looks stupid because game consoles this generation were pretty conservative in their design. They're black bricks.
Yeah.
Even like the Wii U was a black brick.
Well, I mean the Wii U is just a brick in general.
The Wii U is just a black. Well, the Switch isn't really a black brick because it's a tablet. But even then, it's just a tablet, and you can get it in like red and blue Joy-Con. Yeah, but I just want one color. I don't want red and blue. I would have gotten like another color, but then it's like they didn't have any of the ones I liked, so I just got it in gray again.
Yeah.
So I'm glad it looks kind of funky.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it wasn't honestly, so huge. But
I think the design is fine. I think it
looks really silly, but that's why
I think it's sleek. It's kind of deviating away from Sony's like black, like you said, black brick aesthetic.
Was it just Sony that again? Nintendo did it. Microsoft did it.
No, but like the last three PlayStations have been.
I wouldn't really say I wouldn't say the PS3 because the PS3 kind of looks like a George Foreman grill.
No, whether it's the PS2, which was a black brick, the PS3, which is a George Foreman grill, and the PS4, which is a a parallelogram.
I guess like the odd-numbered PlayStation consoles look weird, and the even-numbered ones are just black bricks.
And then there's the PSP, which doesn't exist.
Well, no, because it's like the 8th best-selling console ever, and then there's just the PS Vita.
Yeah, who plays the Vita? What's a Vita?
In before the PS Vita stands in the comments.
Isn't that like a brand of like cheese?
I think there is a Vita brand of cheese.
Yeah.
This wasn't at the reveal, but Crash 4. It's about time.
I've never played any of the Crash games, to be honest, but I think it looks really good. I do like the character designs a lot in that.
Oh, other than like I'm not digging Cortex. I think his eyes are a bit too small, but everyone else looks great. The Crash looks great. Coco looks great. Engine looks great. The masks look great. I have like the environments look fantastic. And the thing is I brought earlier I wasn't a big fan of Insane Trilogy, and that was only really because I didn't like the way the controls felt with the old level design. But if this is like new level design, but I know it's Toys for Bob, which is a different studio, but I'm assuming they're using the same engine.
Yeah.
If they make the level design kind of crafted around the way that game's controls, I bet it'll be fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, I'd said earlier, I don't want to say that Insane Trilogy is a bad game. It was definitely put together well. It's just, like, the issues with the controls and, like, the hitboxes and things like that. It made it really, really annoying. Like, the original games weren't easy, but, it didn't make me want to die.
It made, George trying to get the marble rye back into Susan's house. It made that look easy.
He tried to explain a plot to Seinfeld to me, and because I've watched Seinfeld, but I haven't watched a ton of it.
Like I spent what was it? Like, it was like 20 minutes trying to explain.
It was anywhere from 10 to 20
why
minutes.
George was trying to get the stupid marble rye back into Susan's place.
Oh my god. Oh.
And I still don't think you fully understand.
I forgot. Honestly, I forgot why.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, how about the masks? What do you feel about like the mask power-ups for Crash?
Again, I don't really know about Crash, but they're cool.
They're basically they're basically just special power-ups. I'm worried about them being a little bit too situational. In a way, because like there's like a bit where you freeze time and then you stop it looks like to me it's just another way to interact with the level as opposed interact with specific sections of a level versus being like an extension of a character's abilities. Like if you think of like the Fire Flower in the original Super Mario Brothers, it's an extension of Mario's abilities. But then if you look at like the B power up in Super Mario Galaxy, you're just using that to traverse specific parts of a level.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that can be fun. I don't have a problem with that. I hope it's used in more creative ways than just, here's a part where you have to stop time, or here's a part where you have to go into 0G.
Yeah.
Also, there's a Blinkety Miss It section where you can play as Dr. Cortex, which I'm very curious about. I'm wondering not so much how it'll work because it's not the first time. I'm just wondering what the context will be. Like, why are we playing as Cortex?
Why are we here?
Just to suffer.
Exactly.
But yeah, the models actually, the characters were designed by this at least one of the artists who worked on the models and whatnot in Reignited Trilogy.
Oh, really?
On that. I don't remember their name, but I follow them on Twitter. That's gonna drive me up the wall. I don't remember, but they do good stuff. They do really good stuff. They like really good 3D models and whatnot.
Cool.
Yeah, they're the one who did that 3D model for Sayo.
Oh yeah,
yes,
it's the same.
Yeah, it's the same person. Good stuff.
We should definitely get Sayo on this podcast.
Yeah.
One of these days.
Yeah, that'd be nice. There's a few people I could figure it'd be nice to get them in, and we could just.
Oh God.
What?
I wanted to say if he'll come out of his hole, but that's kind of mean.
That is mean. Well,
Yeah.
you just said it. I mean, okay. In his defense, he's like me. He's an artist. We don't get out very often.
I get out often.
Okay, but you're a different type of artist. You're a voice actor. We're visual artists.
So what? Are you being art racist to me?
Oh, don't say that.
I am triggered.
Now the comments are going to be mad at jokes from 2015.
Who cares? 2015 is dead. Coronavirus killed 2015.
Can I just say that the YouTuber, and I don't remember his name specifically, and I've seen some of his content. I like his content, but he's still He still uses like the video to how such and such game triggers you. In the year of our Lord and Savior 2020. I don't want to like stir the pot or anything.
So is he like a problem with forced diversity?
No,
guy?
no, not at all. From what I understand, so I don't really. It's less like a how dare he? That upsets me as much as I figured that joke was dead, kind of thing. Isn't that kind of like titling your series "All Your Base Are Belong to Us"? Like
Possibly.
Again, that's more what I'm getting at. I'm not trying to stir the pot or anything. Other than that, what other? Oh yes, other gaming things. Remember that that Sega stream where all it was 30 minutes of unedited Catherine play? Wasn't that great?
Oh boy.
I had such a freaking adventure just trying to find the stream, and when I get there, expecting something like some sort of announcement.
What were you expecting? Sonic or Yakuza or Persona 6?
Oh, no, I wasn't expecting Persona 6. I was expecting something, because here's the thing. Here's what's really frustrating. Sega has something to announce with a new Sonic game, but they've been sitting on it since coronavirus started.
Yeah, because
they decided not to announce it because South by Southwest wasn't happening, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, that's fine. Just announce it another day. Do it like a stream
No,
or something.
no, you get 30 minutes of Catherine gameplay. Shut up.
I hate Catherine.
I mean, I like it for the story,
I hate
but like the gameplay is...
No, apparently the gameplay, like the gameplay is good. It doesn't, the stuff with the social linking and whatnot does not mesh organically at all.
Yeah, it's not Persona social linking.
Like, I'm sorry to people who like Catherine. More power to you. I get why you like it. I hate that game. So having to sit through 30 minutes of it just made me want to kill myself.
Oh boy, we're going to have a Let's Play where we sit through 30 minutes of Catherine.
With no comment. If people are at least talking over it, I might get it. But like, there was
we're gonna have commentary over it. I like how I'm just shoehorning this, like, yes, we're going to have a Catherine LP at some point.
No, I don't want to do Catherine.
You don't want to do Catherine.
If we do Catherine, you have to do the whole playthrough.
I'm not good at puzzle games.
I don't want to do Catherine. I don't like that.
Let's just get Josh to play it, and we'll just talk.
And I'll just be in the background like, hey, I hope you're excited for like 2 hours of social linking and like 15 minutes of puzzle platforming.
Yep.
I'm sorry to people who like Catherine. I'm being mean. I couldn't get over that. I was like, you had a perfect opportunity to announce something and you didn't. Again, you're sitting on a Sonic reveal. You have a Persona 5 spinoff that's probably ready to go and people really want you to translate.
Just release Persona 5 Scramble in the West already.
I'm sure there's other things. You could show more of Yakuza 7 or 8 or whatever number we're on now. You could, I don't know, I think there was a Hatsune Miku game that came out recently. How about you announce some DLC for that or something?
Yeah,
I don't know, just
anything.
Anything. All they did was show unedited gameplay of Catherine for 30 minutes. And I get it, Catherine full body, you want to show it off. But wasn't that like wasn't the Switch port of Catherine full body like 3 months ago or something?
Something of that nature, yeah.
Like, come on. You couldn't even like have like gameplay of something.
Hey, but it was better. Hey,
like, how about that Hatsune Miku game?
Hey, but it was better than whatever Nintendo announced just the other day.
Oh, no.
Hey, guys, you want Pokemon Dota? You want League of Legends with a Pokemon skin?
Oh, no.
It's kind of sad how the character models in that game look better than the character models in Sword and Shield.
Didn't Pokemon Dota, like, come out already, or am I like misremembering?
No, you're thinking of Pokemon.
I know
the fighting game.
No, what I might be thinking of Pokemon Cafe, which I have no idea.
Which is another game, which that's just a brick smashing game. Like, you remember that game, game in Neopets, Destructoid or whatever it was called?
No.
The one where you had to just like smash bricks together.
A release date is yet to be announced. Okay.
It's just a Dr. Mario sort of game.
Oh, well, I like Dr. Mario.
Yeah, but it's like, who cares?
But yeah, I don't know.
It's just no. You know what it is? You know what it is? It's clearly a remake of Pokemon Puzzle League.
No, Pokemon Puzzle League is a good game. It's also one of the only N64 games that actually has like FMV cutscenes.
I don't know. I thought it was dull as sin.
I don't know. I remember liking Pokemon Puzzle League. Oh, speaking of Pokemon though, positive thing, they're making Pokemon Snap 2.
Finally.
Which, can I just say, it's sad that this is the most excited I've been for Pokemon since Pokken. and literally then they completely like just threw everything off the rails with Pokemon Dota. It's called Pokemon Unite, I think.
Something like that. I'm just gonna keep calling it Pokemon Dota.
Now, I guess for people who like Dota, awesome. I sure hope they enjoy that.
I can't wait for the community of this game to be just as salty as League of Legends.
Whenever I think of League of Legends, I think of that YouTube ad with like those YouTube ads where they got YouTubers to advertise for them. And there's this one that they always use with this guy, and his voice is like very like soft spoken. Hey, want to play some video game? And I know him from something, but I just can't place it. Like I recognize like the voice from I guess his YouTube videos or something, but I don't know the name, and that ad drives me crazy.
Oh.
League of Legends, please. Like, I don't have a problem with you asking YouTubers to do this.
I can't wait till they have an ad and it's just Dawko screaming into the microphone for like, yeah, just screaming into the microphone for like 2 minutes solid.
Are you excited for Undertale Dota? Sa!
That.
You know what? Maybe that'll still come out before Deltarune Chapter 2.
It'll come out before Yandere Simulator is finished.
Well, Yandere Simulator is never.
Yandere Simulator is a scam.
Like here's the thing. I joke about Deltarune taking forever, but Toby Fox is working really hard on it.
No, yeah. He's working harder than Yandere Dev.
Yeah, and then Yandere Dev is just...
sitting around just scratching his ass doing nothing.
I don't like to stir the pot.
Just sitting on people's money.
I don't like to stir the pot very much. Like even then I brought up that soft-spoken YouTuber who did like for League of Legends. I just want to clarify. I don't have anything against the guy. I don't know what his content is. But Yandere Simulator and Yandere Dev, it's like you say, he's sitting on people's money.
Yeah, because Yandere Simulator's a scam.
And it's never coming out.
It's never coming out. The Patreon is still up just to collect people's money so that he can say, "Oh, I'm working on the game." No, you're not.
Are people still like
you're not
interested? Is the if it came out now, would anyone care?
I think YouTubers who made a huge amount of viewership by playing the demo of Yandere Simulator might still be interested, but that's only because they're expected to by their fan base at this point.
Well, you say that, but would any fans be interested in watching it anymore?
I don't know. I'm sure some of Markiplier's fans would still be down to watch him.
Because, like, say we want about Baldi's Basics, but at least from what I understand, I think, like, the full game finally came out.
Yeah.
So at least that finally came out.
That came out before Yandere Simulator. We can make a whole list of things that came out before Yandere Simulator finished.
We got basically 2 versions of Sonic the Hedgehog 4 before Yandere Simulator was finished.
We got, how many? I'm sure we got like what, 6 Final Fantasy games.
We finally got that remake of Final Fantasy VII before we got Yandere Simulator.
We got Kingdom Hearts 3
before Yandere Simulator. Duke Nukem was in a game again before Yandere Simulator was finished.
Yep.
We got a new Mario and Sonic the Olympic Games after a hiatus before Yandere Simulator came out. We got not only a remake of the first 3 Crash games, but a new one before Yandere Simulator came out, and it's been over 10 years since the last new one.
Yep.
We'll
probably get a new F-Zero game.
We're going to get a new F-Zero game, probably. We're going to get a remake of Sonic Adventure. We're going to get that Sega announcement before Yandere Simulator is finished.
And it's just Eggman saying, "I've come to make an announcement."
And a whole bunch of swears that we can't say.
Well, we can say them. You just don't want to because you want to keep this.
I want to keep this like PG-13.
PG-13.
Yeah. Like, I'm gonna be completely transparent about that. That's just a case of I don't want to get pulled off of YouTube. So like,
why would you get pulled off of YouTube for swearing?
Because YouTube is like really obnoxiously
oh my God, I swear all the time in my videos, and YouTube doesn't care.
Well, like it's obnoxious because it's like. There's I can't remember the video, but it makes a joke about. I literally think it was a Chip Flake video. Go watch Chip Flake, by the way. Their content is very good. And it's like he's like they're worried that their content is like too kid friendly because YouTube like YouTube sends them a message about Kappa and it's like, oh, your content is too kid friendly because it has like a cute cartoon character in it. And so the joke is that they order like a stripper to talk in the video about them. With them, and then they do that, and then he says, "Oh, yeah, okay, by the way, you can leave now," without ordering any like service from them, and then just pays them. And then they check. It's like your video is too mature and you've been blocked.
Wow.
Like that's basically what the existence of YouTube is.
It's almost like YouTube is stupid.
Yeah, it kind of is.
YouTube doesn't care about your children.
YouTube just cares about not being held compliable.
They all think you're stupid.
Yeah. It's unfortunate because I love making YouTube videos.
Remember when YouTube was about like
YouTube?
broadcasting yourself? Remember that?
And then Google happened. I still remember when everyone's accounts were getting taken down in 2007.
And then everything changed when the Google Nation attacked.
What else cool gaming stuff got announced? I'm sure there's more. Some of it's not coming to me. I like how we started off talking about SpongeBob, but now we're just kind of talking about like general game discussion. I guess going to SpongeBob, it's all right. It's good. I'm having fun, but it's not very well put together.
Yeah.
I prefer the original. I prefer the original.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still gonna finish this one. But... Oh, Animal Crossing's getting an update.
Yeah,
actually,
that's
it's getting 2, but one of them's in August, and we don't. Other than having another version of Gulliver, we don't know what's happening with it.
It's Punished Gulliver.
Punished Gulliver.
Liquid Gulliver.
Liquid Gulliver. Oh no, I don't like that name. I don't like Liquid Gulliver. That's disturbing. Okay, if there was Liquid Gulliver, would he be played by Cam Clark?
I was probably gonna say he would be played by Steve Bloom.
But there's got to be Cam Clark, so he can be like.
Then Cam Clark can be the original Gulliver.
But no. Okay. If we're going by Metal Gear logic, Gulliver has to be voiced by David Hayter.
Okay, fine. Then Gulliver is voiced by David Hayter, and Punished Gulliver is voiced by Kent Clark, and
Ken Clark.
Whatever.
Is that his name?
I don't know. And then Liquid Gulliver is voiced by Steve Bloom.
Why can't it be Cam Clark?
I
Was Liquid voiced by Steve Bloom in a thing?
No, I just want to put Steve Bloom in something.
Oh, well, then have Steve Bloom be like, I don't know, Isabel.
No, we can get ScarJo for that.
Oh, no. Not again. Controversy. It was Kiefer Sutherland as a Venom Snake. Why did you think it was Kent Clark?
I don't know, because you kept saying his name.
No, Cam Clark.
Whatever.
Leonardo.
Whatever, okay?
That one, those main characters from those stupid golden films movies about toys and angels. Miracle in Toyland and
No, I know what you were talking.
Angels Bryce.
No, I know what you were talking about. I just had a stroke when you mentioned that.
Wait, you don't like Super Duper Guy?
No.
Hi there.
It's the same voice of Timmy Turner's dad.
Is it? Yeah, I think it was.
It's the same voice.
Didn't we Google it?
It's the same exact voice. I didn't even need to Google it. I just know it was
also Cosmo.
It was the same exact voice.
Did you know that Cosmo, Wanda, and Timmy's parents have the same voice actors?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. It's a little bit more obvious with Cosmo in the earlier episodes.
Yeah.
Because he definitely really starts to go over the top squeaky later.
Yeah. Wait, why aren't we talking about Butch Hartman's creations? Butch Hartman's a piece of crap.
Because Fairly Odd Parents is good, but Butch Hartman
It was
is
good.
bad.
It was good.
Hey, look, at least it's over.
Then it just pooped all over itself.
At least it's over now. Some shows just keep going on past the point where they shouldn't. The Simpsons.
SpongeBob.
Well, at least SpongeBob apparently after the second movie came out started to pick up.
Yeah, and now they're defiling Steven Hillenburg's grave and going to make another what's the word?
Another movie?
No, not another movie.
Oh, a spinoff.
A spinoff, which Steven Hillenburg was like, "Don't make a spinoff." And whatever. I guess now that he's dead, Nickelodeon just feels it appropriate to defile his grave.
I could probably spend a whole episode talking about that. So
yeah.
Anyway, I guess that's about it for now. We kind of just rambled on about games the whole time, which is kind of what I thought we were going to do anyway.
Yeah, I figured that this is what we were going to do, and we didn't really have a structure for this episode, and I don't think we'll have structure for any episodes.
Because frankly, I'd rather just ramble like
Yeah.
an idiot.
Yes, and.
Yes, and. You think that's funny? All right. Any closing thoughts?
J.K. Rowling needs to just shut up.
That's fair.
She just needs to shut up. She just needs to go away and just poop in her bed.
No, it'll be okay because she'll just do vanish be poo poo and then it'll go away.
Yeah, just go away.
I guess if I have anything closing thoughts, it's PS5 looks kind of cool, not literally, but I also kind of love how it looks. Looking forward to Crash. SpongeBob was all right. Follow my Twitter at Dr. Drjoshfox.
And follow me on Twitter as well and on YouTube at Blitzeo Arts VA.
Yeah, my YouTube is also at Dr. Drjoshfox. Also, I don't really have anything else to plug. It's really just
like, comment, subscribe, yada yada yada.
I do have a Twitch. It's also called Dr. See, the wonderful thing about having a username like this is it's very easy to remember.
Yeah, and it applies to just everything.
Just Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe, all that. Yada, yada, yada.
Go, Black Lives Matter.
Oh, yes, definitely. Black lives do matter.
Black Lives Matter. Tech the
We're
turfs.
still in June, so yes, happy Pride.
Happy Pride, yo!
And, yeah.
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
I guess if you want to end it on that. Okay.
All right, well.
All right, bye.
Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye, everybody.